What is up, guys? We're back for another Ultra Rumble discussion, and today I want to take a look into the potential future of the game as we get settled in for what could be a pretty long season if the devs don't have any real surprises in store for us. And I told you guys I had a theory about the pattern they're using for the current character order for skill sets, and that's what we'll be breaking down today. So grab your tinfoil hats and drop a like to support the channel, and make sure to subscribe if you're new to catch all kinds of Ultra Rumble content every week. And with that, let's jump into it. Alright, so we just got the new Shigaraki 1000 Handbrake technical skill set this past week, and depending on if you managed to get him or not, you're either loving him or hating him right now. But as of right now, we have a total of 15 character skill sets in the game, with only 4 of them being villains, with 2 of those 4 skill sets being Shigaraki. And if you've been following the channel, you know that currently a second skill set for Bakugo is the most likely to release in Season 15, according to the latest data mine info, and whether or not that will be the only skill set released next season remains to be seen. But that begs the question of who could likely be the next skill set following Bakugo. Prior to Season 12, Aizawa was in the pipeline of the upcoming skill sets since he was originally in the group of Kendo, All Might, Endeavor, Hawks, and Mirio, who all have gotten their skill sets this year, with Aizawa being the only one placed on hold. Could he get an update for Season 15? It's possible, but as of right now, I wouldn't bank on it if we're going by the recent releases we've seen for the game. As you know, there's been a huge push to get more anime relevant content into the game faster that jumped off back in Season 13 with the release of One for All Deku and Prime All for One, and they followed that up with Armored All Might and the new Shigaraki skill set this season. We have Lady Nagant next up in the pipeline for immediate release, and potentially starring Stripe as a follow-up. So they're clearly all in on this new strategy, and after the release of a new Deku with Shigaraki and Bakugo skill set as planned follow-ups, that made me think back to last year's release schedule. They started off the year rolling out a new map with UA Island and the introduction of character skill sets that are now called battle styles, with Full Bullet Deku being the first. And that following season we got Catastrophe Shigaraki and Machine Gun Bakugo. And over the next 2 seasons we got Crazy Torch Dabi and Ice Fang Wind Flame Shoto. The idea of characters or skill sets being released in sets or in a particular pattern isn't completely new, and certain things do seem to line up since several characters with ties to each other that stem from the anime appear to be linked in the game, like Deku, Ochaku, and Bakugo, while never being a trio in the series, but have essentially swapped roles in the game, with characters swapping roles being a bit of a running theme. Shoto and Dabi had their roles reversed with their skill sets, and All Might, Hawks, and Endeavor swapping roles as well. Obviously there are a few exceptions to this, but generally there are a few visible patterns here and there, and again, looking at the release order, it does appear to line up with the current rotation a bit, and that would give them a perfect scheduling window for releasing a new variant or skill set for Dabi and Shoto following Season 15. We know the studio shares assets between the All's Justice game and Ultra Rumble, and there are new models, animations, and costumes already in place for both characters in All's Justice, which would make porting them over to Ultra Rumble a fairly simple task. As far as which character should be a variant if either of them is a candidate, I personally would argue that Shoto seems the most likely for 2 reasons. 1, the effect for his new phosphor technique would likely warrant a new model. Could they get away with simply making it a costume effect? Sure, but as for my second reason, I simply think this will be a great opportunity to give him a better special action. Unless you're running hacks, Shoto's special action remains one of the worst in the game, and the devs seemingly gave up on trying to improve it at all, so taking a chance to give him something new seems like a no-brainer. I think they can get away with sticking with Dabi's current special action because it's still pretty valuable for him despite its flaws, and I think most Dabi fans mainly just want a battle style that truly lets them fight aggressively with their favorite character without being so easily punished, while wearing some of his best costumes from the last seasons of the anime. Even if they both were simply given updated skill sets, I don't think it would be the end of the world, but I do believe we could start seeing evidence of the Todoroki boys getting something new this year, as early as next season. And while I know that stings for players who are already tired of the favoritism certain characters are getting while their mains are left forgotten, if done right, I think this will only strengthen the game's popularity going forward, which gives your favorites a better chance of not only being added, but hopefully being added as free additions one day. Following up the new Deku variant with cool new skill sets for other popular characters seems like a safe, profitable strategy, and dropping them alongside dynamic new characters like Armored All Might and Lady Nagant seems like a win-win situation for not only the devs but the players as well. But as of right now, this is all just wishful thinking, but I would definitely keep an eye out for some big reveals during next season's maintenance if I were you. What do you think of possibly seeing new variants or skill sets for Shoto and Dabi? And will Aizawa's skill set ever see the light of day? Let me know down below, and make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to catch new videos every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.